We are the brave companions. We are the brave companions. We are the brave companions. Hello, welcome to episode 3. We're about to start our first quest. You guys are currently spending your experience points and choosing which cards you want to buy to start the campaign. So the only other thing we need to do before we start the quest, there actually is two things. The first thing is a shopping step. So you're each going to get 100 gold, so combined you have a total of 400 gold. And we're going to, this is Act 1 of the campaign, so we're going to shuffle this Act 1 shopping deck and deal out one card per player plus one extra card. I've already shuffled this, so you guys are just going to have to trust me. We're going to deal out 5 cards then, and I'll go over each one. And then you guys are collectively going to need to decide how you want to spend your 400 gold. And you can save the gold if you want to for the future. You don't have to buy anything. Okay, first thing is Mana Weave. This costs 125 gold. It's a rune. After rolling attack dice, exhaust this card to add 1 surge to the result. So it counts as the like the jewelry slot on your character. So I don't think anybody has any of those. So anybody can use this as long as they're don't have things that make it where you can't use runes. So that's Mana Weave. The next thing is Leather Armor. This is light armor. It costs 75 gold. You gain +1 health. And this takes up that armor slot, which again I don't think anybody has that. So leather armor. Mapstone costs 50 gold. It's a trinket. Again, takes up that jewelry slot. Once during each travel step of the campaign phase, you may choose not to draw a travel event card for a travel icon you stop at. So I'm going to just make a ruling and say, since I'm going to do the travel step in this video, if you buy this, you can't use it on this travel step. But between all the other, there's 4 total quests in this campaign, and between each one of those is going to be a travel step. So if you bought this, you can use that on any of those. That's the Mapstone, 50 gold. The Belt of Water Walking. This also costs 50 gold. It's a belt. It takes up that jewelry slot. You gain +1... what's that, sun? Willpower, I think. You give +1 willpower up to a maximum of 6. In addition, you treat water spaces as normal spaces. Limit 1 belt equipped at a time. So that means even if some other belts might take up different slots, but you can only have 1 belt at a time. So that gives you 1 to your, boosts up your willpower, and then also lets you treat water as a normal space. Pretty nice, and that's 50 gold. And finally, we have an Iron Battle Axe. This costs 100 gold. It's an axe. It's a 2-handed weapon. It's got a Pierce 1, which means it ignores 1 armor or 1 shield result from the enemy. It's got a surge. You can spend a surge to give +2 damage, and you can spend a surge to get another Pierce 1. It's a blue and red weapon, which is pretty nice. So again, that's 100 gold. So you've got 400 gold to spend. Let me know which of those, if any, you want to buy, and then you need to tell me who you're going to assign that item to, and I'll who wants to equip those items. Okay, so that's the shopping step. Now let's do the travel step. So we start out here at the forest clearing, and you're going to travel to the first quest, which is called Ghost Town, which is right there. So that means we've got 3 travel steps. For each one of those, I'm going to draw a card from the travel deck, which I have shuffled up nicely. So let's start with this one. This is a tree space. And the tree space. There is a tree space on this one. A hideous plague worm attacks. The Overlord chooses 1 hero. That hero suffers 1 damage and is weakened. I don't like this yew short bow that Jane has, so I'm going to have her take the damage. So she takes 1 damage and is weakened. Weakened says remove 1 shield from each of your defense rolls and 1 damage from each of your attack rolls. When you perform a rest action, you can discard this card. Alright, so Traveling in this world is dangerous, so Jane starts the game weakened and with 1 damage. Okay, so that got you from the forest clearing to this space. Now the next space is a path. Let's draw a card, and no event on the path. Okay, the next space is another path, and there is an event. You come across a traveling merchant. Each hero tests knowledge and draws 1 search card if he passes. So to test knowledge, we're going to look at this number, which is 4 on Widow Tarha. Then we're going to roll a gray dice and a black dice and try to get less than or equal to that number of shields. So 4, 5, 6. So Widow Tarha did not pass. Next up is Leoric of the Book. He has a 5. 2. He did pass, so we'll draw a search card from the search deck, and it is a health potion. Flip this card over to choose your hero or an adjacent hero, and the hero recovers all damage. And you also get 25 gold at the end of the quest. So I'm going to add that to Leoric's cards. Next up is Averick. He's got a 3. And he passed. That's not good. Draw another card. Another health potion. Okay. So we'll give that to Averick. And finally, Jane has a 3. Surely you guys can't get lucky again. And you didn't. 4. Okay. So that was the last travel step. You're now at Ghost Town, and we can start the first quest. So let me know what you want to spend your money on, and then we'll get started.